All right. Good Tuesday afternoon, everyone. Meteorologist Jordan Evans here on our live stream as we will be talking about today's warm temperatures near record highs across the area for all the airports here in the DMV as we are again tracking our potentially final warm day of the year here across the area. We're down to about 2 weeks now left of 2024. So we're starting to get an idea of what the remainder of the year is going to look like. And in terms of our temperatures, things are still trending quite warm, but we do have another cool down on the way. That does come in for the weekend, this upcoming weekend. So we're going to be watching things closely. We'll track out the forecast a little bit, but of course, we're going to have more on the air starting at 4 o'clock with meteorologist Steve Rudin and Chief Meteorologist Veronica Johnson at 5 p.m. as well. So records in jeopardy. They've been close so far. Reagan National, we have not made it to 65 just yet. So far, it's 64 today. Now, that record does only go back 3 years in 2021. That was 65 degrees. And then Dulles, Baltimore, those records back to 1984 at 70 and 68. So those are much higher. Probably won't get to those records for this time around, but if still, everyone's getting those warm temperatures. So hopefully, had lunch outside. Last minute shopping there at the Georgetown waterfront or any of the shopping malls across the area. Good day. Outdoor exercise. If I was not sitting in here, I probably would be outside doing a run or a bike ride because it is quite nice out there with these temperatures for middle of December. All right, here we are still 63 downtown. We've got upper 50s, low 60s. So all the DMV, Loudoun, Prince William County, Montgomery, Prince George's County, even Anne Arundel County, a lot of spots there still in the 60s. And we're going to hold steady in the 50s through at least 8 or 9 o'clock. Then we'll get into the 40s after that going into tomorrow morning as well. The radar, it's quiet. We are still waiting for the weather maker to get here. It is still off to the west, and by tomorrow, the clouds will stream in. We'll start to track some rain anytime after 3 or 4 o'clock, and then for the evening tomorrow, expecting those showers across the area as the front starts to make its way through. So good news there, no impacts to your evening plans or the evening drive home. Now, once the cold air gets here, it's going to mean business because look at the weekend. We go from quite above average here from today to way below average by Saturday and Sunday. High temperatures anywhere from 39 Saturday to potentially freezing, 32 for Sunday afternoon. So if we stay at freezing or below on Sunday, that would be our coldest day since January of this year. So the coldest day again so far this winter looks to be going there for Sunday. Winter technically again starting this upcoming Saturday, also known as the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year. So even after Saturday, technically our days will start to get longer as we start to welcome more sunlight across the area, or at least more daytime minutes and hours. Warm temperatures at least through today and tomorrow, but then that front again bringing us back down to Thursday, Friday, below average. So average is 48. You see that trend line there in the middle. So by Saturday, you subtract 7 from that. That's where we get those temperatures upper 30s to low 40s again. So let's take a look at the cold air tracker. Here it comes in from the northwest. This is again Canadian Arctic air arriving for the eastern half of the nation. So Saturday and Sunday, those temperatures, those wind chills, especially farther north. If you're traveling to Pennsylvania, upstate New York, New England for the upcoming weekend, temperatures even colder again as you go farther north of the DMV. Now, for an early look at your Christmas forecast, we're looking at temperatures to start each day in the 20s, so below freezing. But afternoon highs close to where they should be in the lower to middle 40s. So not looking at least high chances for wintry weather. Good news for travel impacts, but not good news for snow lovers, where unfortunately, as it is every year, our white Christmas chances here in the DMV are always at next to nothing. So not looking at much in the way this year again. Even rain in general looks like we'll have a dry weather pattern for the middle of next week. Now, this is still, again, 7-8 days out, so there may be some changes ahead, or there will be some changes ahead, I should say. But overall, the idea, or at least the trends, are suggesting that temperatures won't be too hot, won't be too cold, but right close to average in the lower to middle 40s during the afternoon, mostly cloudy skies. Now, where it will be quite warm, middle of the country, potentially a heat wave taking shape. We'll call it a heat wave for December standards because you see those numbers in the red boxes. That's the departure from average for each location. So look at Kansas City, for example, forecast high of 58. Even though that doesn't seem warm, but for December, that's 18 degrees higher than their average for this time of the year. So that's 40. 18 degrees above that means 58 for high temperature. Oklahoma City pushing 70 degrees for a high. That's 19 degrees higher than their average. Across Texas, around 15. Phoenix at 7. New Mexico, about 14 as well. So middle of the country from Denver to St. Louis, even as far north as Des Moines, Iowa, maybe Minneapolis, Minnesota, all looking at temperatures well above average for Christmas Day. So what that means is, again, the chances for white Christmas, even for the middle of the country, and for some spots that have higher chances of seeing snow on Christmas, like the upper Midwest, the Great Lakes, the chances are still pretty low because we are expecting a very warm Christmas across a good chunk of the nation this upcoming year. Again, temperatures over the East Coast likely closer to average, so higher chances for snow, maybe up toward the northern Great Lakes, upstate New York, potentially Vermont, New Hampshire. Of course, you've got the mountains. The Rocky Mountains always have snow on the ground during Christmas Day, so white Christmas chances out there always guaranteed, usually. But again, for a lot of spots that may see it, typically you probably won't get it going into this upcoming holiday season. So something we'll be watching, a very warm weather pattern. We'll take you back to the map and just play out one of the models going forward. We'll go ahead and time out the next weather maker that comes in tomorrow here locally for the DMV, and then we'll widen things out and show you at least what one of the models are saying for that upcoming holiday week. So we'll start today with mostly sunny or mostly clear skies overnight tonight, few passing clouds to our south. Tomorrow morning, it's mostly sunny to start, but then clouds stream in after lunchtime, and even a few passing showers. I-81 to Hagerstown, Martinsburg, Winchester there, starting off with some rain around noon. 1 to 2 o'clock, notice most of that rain still north of I-66 or potentially north of I-70. Once we get toward 5 or 6 o'clock, that's the front starting to work its magic with some showers here in the DMV for I-95. 8 to 9 o'clock, here's the front hitting the area. So again, unlike the last weather maker, not expecting a big round of heavy rain, gusty winds. This will actually be a weaker system than the last one. So not, again, expecting at least major impacts, but at least some impacts to road travel with the rain, the road spray, of course, and there may be some gusty winds temporarily with the frontal passage. That may also bring some impacts to the local airports. A few snow showers out to the west as usual, West Virginia to Garrett County, Maryland, but that will not impact any places west of the West Virginia state line, or east, I should say. And then that rain continues to push farther east. So the Delmarva getting the showers at least through 3 o'clock in the morning. Clouds are out of here quickly. So Thursday starting mostly sunny, but again, temperatures much colder. So by the afternoon, we have the sunshine, but we're back to the 40s again for Thursday. So keep that in mind. Let's play out one of the long range models here real quick as we have just a couple minutes left for you. Here it is across. We'll just go ahead and show you the entire country here as we look ahead. So starting with today, storm system entering the Pacific Northwest with some rain, some mountain snow over the Cascades. There's the next weather maker over the Ohio River Valley. That again comes to us by tomorrow evening. Potentially some snow for northern New England, but this will not be a blockbuster event, not a nor'easter, so no major impacts for I-95 to New York, Boston. So if you're going there tomorrow or Thursday, again, not looking at major impacts there. A passing system through the Great Lakes. So we're talking the 19th through the 20th. That's the upcoming weekend here with potentially some snow for around Wisconsin to Michigan. That may move toward Ohio, but that falls apart before it reaches the DMV and the I-95 corridor for early next week into the weekend. Here is the 22nd. So that's Sunday. Again, the cold day we're forecasting with temperatures in the 30s here for I-95. Much colder farther to the north, so the eastern half of the nation looking at well below average temperatures for the upcoming weekend. The next storm system moves onshore for the start of next week. Most of the country pretty quiet through about Christmas Eve, but then we watch the next storm system there. Here's Christmas Eve with rain for Chicago to St. Louis going into Christmas Day itself. Here's that rain pushing farther east, so Kentucky to Tennessee, even parts of West Virginia getting some of that rain. Some snow out to the west as well, so the higher elevations around Salt Lake City, outside of Denver, Colorado, Montana to Wyoming could see some snowfall on Christmas Day with that weather maker moving in. Not heavy snows, but at least some snowfall in the forecast. Here we go into the day after Christmas, so some travel picking up once again. A new storm system starting to take shape over the plains, and with the warm temperatures there, that could be the recipe for some severe weather for the end of next week. We're talking the 26th through the 27th, so that's Thursday, Friday. Maybe having to watch a severe weather threat possible for the southern plains, Oklahoma, Arkansas, parts of Texas, Louisiana, still over a week away. So stay tuned. We'll be watching it closely here at the First Alert Weather Center, and maybe some snow on the backside of that system around Colorado. But overall, quite a bit of change coming to the forecast for the rest of the year and as we go into the new year as well. Here's one of the outlooks from the Climate Prediction Center. They put out the long-term 2 to 3 week outlooks in terms of temperatures and precipitation chances. So here's the rest of December, and everyone's in the red. So that is well above average temperatures across the entire nation, where you see those darker reds. Minnesota to Wisconsin, that's where temperatures may be 20 to 25 degrees above average for this time of the year. So definitely quite warm to end December and to end 2024. A lot of trends are suggesting that this year may go down as one of the hottest years on record, if not the hottest year for the U.S., maybe the entire globe. And here in the DC area right now, we are in first place for warmest year to date, just behind 2012. So if we can get through this cool down, holding on to that first place, it is looking more likely that we may end 2024 here in DC, again, as the hottest year on record. Again, we had those heat waves over the summer. We had a warm fall too. So again, something we'll definitely be watching here at the First Alert Weather Center. All right, not too many comments here. David says hello on Facebook. Other than that, that's your forecast from today through the rest of the week and through the holidays. We'll be posting updates on our website, WJLA.com. You can read the latest from our First Alert weather blogs. Again, join us on the air later this evening for your latest news, weather, and sports.